say about the plants, I mean, we used to be told that if you had a wireless blaring in the milking parlour, the cows gave more milk because they were happy. So perhaps the cows listen to music. I don't know. And I've heard of people talking to their plants. It's never seemed to work for me, but I mean, I haven't really tried it. But
I thought it was singing. Maybe the singing voice isn't so good.
Oh, well, perhaps I got the wrong hymn book. Perhaps I got the wrong hymn book. But you know, my plants seem to do quite well if the squirrels don't beat me to it. But, I mean, I suppose. I mean, in a way, I suppose I've almost experimented with this because I've got a squirrel problem here, and I've got a lot of wild strawberries out around my house, and the squirrels come along with a handbag and help themselves. So a year ago, I had this idea that I would get some of these strawberry plants and put them in a bit of gutter with some soil in it and hang it from the roof of my greenhouse inside. So I could have strawberries that no animal could reach. Well, apart from grandchildren. But they only do it when they're off. They're all right. But I got this bit of gutter and I filled it and I suspended it across from one end of the greenhouse to the other. And I've got a reasonable greenhouse, It's 10 by 16, feet. And I put these strawberries in and, I was picking strawberries from the end of April and the last one was a long time, but and I was picking right through, and I picked one Christmas Day, and I haven't had any heat in there or anything. But basically, I was doing not hydroponics, but which is what you're referring to. I was actually growing in soil, but I was picking strawberries. All right, it got less as the season went on, but I was picking strawberries every week up until November, just one or two, but I was picking them. So they certainly were doing. They liked it. It's not normal to swing strawberries on the roof of the greenhouse, but they did enjoy it. Perhaps they liked the birds singing when they were hired. I don't know. Perhaps they were listening to something.
It's probably warmer up there. You've got a microclimate, haven't you, as well? I suppose if you're hanging from
I suppose so.
The top.
But they had tomatoes one side and cucumbers and melons the other. But they were still quite happy in there, and they they were only these little wild strawberries that I picked from out the garden. But no, they certainly had a longer harvest.
Yeah,
I've never picked strawberries Christmas Day before. All right, there was only one, and he'd been waiting 2 weeks for them to get ripe enough for me to eat. But there's nothing out there now. But it was going along that sort of line, really.
Could be climate change though as well, I suppose. If the winters are getting warmer later, depends.
Yeah.
I mean, I only ever tried to grow strawberries this year, and every time I do it, I think I've got to try this trick because the mouse helped himself every time. Right before they got ripe, they'd just be turning red, and the second they turn red, they'd be gone, absolutely disappear.
Well, the squirrels are worse than that. I've seen squirrels picking half red ones. They're only half ripe. And when I had some big strawberries, I looked out one day and there was a squirrel on the fence, grinning from ear to ear, with a green strawberry in his paws he was chewing at. They don't wait for it to get ripe. But my wife looked out the window and saw the squirrel going along, just picking all these little strawberries. And of course, they get under the nets as well, strawberries. I don't have mine under nets, but, it's a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, they don't have this problem in the buildings.
Boys to play out.